Tony, this 8mm.
Perfect.
Super 8.
Yep, we've got all these props. Here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
It is 2022 trends today. Now, what I thought we'd do another twist. We haven't done this for a while. Let's do a throwback, meaning this. Let's go back 50 years. What was happening? What was trending in 1972? One of the best years ever. In fact, I graduated from high school then. Now, what do you guys know about 1972? Who was around?
Not I.
So I'm the only one.
You're on your own.
Best years. No wonder Lonnie didn't show up today. He would know a little too. So 1972 is what we're going to talk about.
Now, Tony, you said you graduated in 72. These are some of your yearbooks.
Oh,
now,
absolutely.
Somebody tipped me off. Were you the school class photographer?
For 2 years, absolutely.
Okay,
had all these cameras.
So you were the nerd that was walking around with this around your neck 24/7.
Well,
He definitely was.
Yeah?
I will admit it was true.
Well, they look like pretty good pictures, but where's the color?
Guess what? We didn't have too much color back then.
Tony, you have me typing on this typewriter. I have to do this. The J doesn't work. This is ridiculous. I can't do 8 pages on this. You can't make me do this. No.
This is what we had back then. No, you can't make a copy either.
Elizabeth, let's go to some
Okay.
retail therapy here because my mom doesn't throw anything away. Thank goodness, because all these trends are really coming back. Things like these style hats here.
remember that.
We have the elephant bell-bottom jeans. And
I've
look
still
at all
got
these-
some of those elephant bell-bottom jeans.
Look at all these.
Let's go look at
Yeah, let's
clothes.
go shopping.
I'd like to see you in those, Tony.
I would not.
No. So let's go to another one. What other props do you guys have?
Guys, I have some cameras here throughout history. So we have the Disneyland home movie camera. So this was from the 50s. So this was up until, you twist it, you wind it up, and then you press it. It makes all sorts of noise. You don't know if it's really working or not, but
it was revolutionary 80 years ago.
Great, yeah. So then that kind of became antiquated when we got into the 60s. So this one is one where they actually have a zoom function. You can scroll in and out on your picture, and then it's more user friendly where you can kind of hold it like a radar gun, and you're filming the whole time. Yeah.
And by the way, that was revolutionary.
Yeah.
That was an 8mm, and it was a super 8mm, which means you could see more panoramic on it, which is pretty popular.
Yeah, and then we get into the 70s here with this big monster.
1976.
You got to work out to use this thing here. But you have an eye scope here where you're actually able to film your family doing whatever they're doing throughout the thing. And then you have the Super 8 camera right here. And
That was what was going on.
Hey,
Yep.
Mike, take the lens cap off.
Oh, yeah.
right.
Big thing there. Now, these clothes are so much fun. I love seeing some of the trends that there were. We have the floppy hats, you have like the organic purses, and some of the styles were a lot more flared, some really fun colors. I mean, just some really fun designs that are definitely trending back again today.
Well, and record players have been something that have been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
This is something that was nice about that time, the 78s.
Oh, no. Do you know the difference between all the different record sizes and what that meant?
You can enlighten me.
No, he doesn't.
On the record player, you have a 78, you have a 45, and you have the 33s, and that's the different speed level that it has to go to play the music correctly. And that's why you can do this size and this size all on the same record player.
Oh, by the way, you're missing that middle part. That was the most important part, just so you guys know. Oh, yeah, see?
There it is. We got
There
it.
you go.
But you used to always lose those.
And hey, just so you know, this is becoming back in.
Oh, yeah.
Records are back in, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Very much so, and these are coming back in. Okay, no, they're not. Mike was showing you the camera earlier, but this is how you would play some of those Super 8mm, and this is how you get on.
Yep.
You'd be doing this, you'd be flipping that on. You'd have your screen going.
How do you see it? I don't get it.
Luke, right next to you. Right next to you.
yes.
See the big blue thing?
Yeah?
Yeah, you.
Jeez. You need to work out for this too.
Yeah. And every time you put it up, you'd pinch your finger. I
right.
remember that.
And what you would do is you would go to your friends and your family's house and you bring your screen and your player or the slideshow.
Now, that was my favorite, just so you know.
And you'd be taking all the pictures on vacation, and then you'd sit there in those beautiful big velvet couches that they'd have there in the 70s, and you'd sit there and you just flip through all the pictures.
Yep. And that's what you guys are going to be doing here in a few minutes, watching my family.
Sorry, I'm getting sick.
Okay, I think we've got enough of the props. We're going to talk about in the open a little bit more about what was going on. What was a house like in 1972? How much did gas cost? So let's get ready for that, clean a little of this up.
Hold on, guys, real quick. You know the best part about this? Everything you see here is all on our phone today. That's the best part about 2022. You don't need to carry it.
Wait, how about movies?
Movies.
Wait.
Movies. Pictures.
Music?
Yep. You got it all. Yep.
Welcome to Between the Studs. We are Granite Ridge Builders, custom builders serving northern Indiana, northwest Ohio, and also parts of southern Michigan. We have been building custom homes for almost 2 decades, and we're really passionate about what we do. So join us today as we explore the processes, the trends, and also tips that characterize today's new home. Thanks for watching.
I am so frustrated. The letters are sticking. I'm still on page 1, and I need 3 copies.
And see, this is what I had to go through in 1972.
Well, I think I know how you make copies. I heard my parents once say something about like a carbon paper or something.
It was.
What about Xerox? Was Xerox around back then?
What is that?
Yeah, enough said. Hey guys, we
Marvel
got to start. We're going to go ahead and continue on talking a little bit about 1972. So what do you guys remember, or what have you learned about 1972?
Well, I learned a little bit about the toys, what was popular. So the Fisher-Price Farm came out. We all know that. The toss-across game. Uno was the most popular Christmas gift of 1972.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Designer Barbie, and if you look up how much one is worth today, wow.
I can't imagine.
What about popular events? You know, we had the Munich Olympics going on in 1972,
Sure did.
which, you know, famous because of the terrorist attack, but also famous because of Mark Spitz, who, next to Tony, was one of the most handsome guys on the planet.
Absolutely.
Won 7 gold medals in swimming. He was a Michael
And he was a
Phelps.
swimmer like you and I were.
He was the Michael Phelps before Michael Phelps.
That's crazy. I love the fashion. So we have a lot of clothes we can see are coming back in trend. You have maxi dresses. What was really popular back then were mini skirts.
Oh, yeah, like those.
You had
Anyway.
knee socks. I love the crushed velvet pant sets. I don't really think I want to bring back the his and hers matching jumpsuits, so don't get any
I'm
ideas.
in.
I don't think so.
No.
So platform shoes. I mean, these are definitely back in trend. We're getting a lot of platform shoes now. You even have them with gym shoes. So
True.
it's some pretty cool trends.
Guys were doing that. Tom Jones was wearing a platform shoes this big. Lonnie and I, when we were playing basketball, we had knee-high
The knee
tube socks.
Yeah.
So we've got some pictures of those, I think, I
And
can show you.
shorts.
Well, yeah, that's true. The short shorts were in too.
These are all visuals I don't need.
Okay, I've got some really, really fun stats for you. Think about this, homes. Let's talk about what houses were like. Since we're going to be talking about 2022 trends in houses, guess what the cost was? It was $27,800 for a typical home.
I'll take 2.
Okay, the average income, $11,500 for an average income. New car, what would you guess? $4,000 is all. Amazing. How about rent? Only about $150 per month.
Wow.
Tuition at Harvard, $2,800 is all. Now, today, probably a
$280,000 for her.
Probably true. A couple of just fun ones for here. Ticket to a movie, about $1.75. How about sugar? 65 cents for a 5-pound bag. How about milk? Basically, about $1.20. Ground coffee, very cheap. Bacon, 83 cents a pound.
I'll take 2. Wow.
Yeah. Eggs.
It all sounds good, but what about interest rates?
Oh, interest rates were amazing. They were high.
They were high.
7.5% compared to what we get today.
I'm sorry, could you say that again? Well,
7.5%.
7.5 compared to what? 3.125 right now? 325?
Yeah, no thanks.
So, yeah, the big difference. You can be at $180,000 to $200,000 or more of a house. All right, let's describe a house for you.
Okay.
So talk about, what do you think the houses looked like back then?
I think it's going to go partially back to what we have going on now. There was a lot of white houses back in those days.
Guess how many bathrooms do you think we had?
1?
1.5.
I grew up with a family of 5, and we had 1.5 baths. So think about how that was. Air conditioning. Back then, only about 1/3 of the people had central air. We used window air conditioners.
Now,
So
you guys said you had 5 people in the house?
We had 5 people in the house.
1.5 bath?
3 bedroom.
3
small,
bedrooms.
10 by 10 bedrooms.
Oh.
Yeah.
My brother and I shared. Didn't bother us.
Ceiling height?
About 7'10", because they didn't do the double top plate like we do now. So yeah, but that helped with the strips heating. The ceiling
that
was
makes
closer
sense
to
now.
your head.
Yeah.
So
I think
point.
it's why none of the kids were actually at home and they were always out at the baseball diamond or something all day long because the houses were just so different than what they are today.
Now, our major trends in color, we had carpeting that was shag. Guess what color?
Orange, green.
Orange, green. Our appliances
Did
were
you
the
have
same
to
way.
rake that, too?
And we had to rake it. So you think about those kind of trends. All right, so let's do this for you guys. We're going to now show you 50 years later, 2022 trends, and we're going to rapid fire 22 major trend categories in basically about 22 minutes, guys. So
Okay.
let's get started.
Yeah.
Did you
I like it.
put the
long as we don't
carpet
go back
in
to
bathrooms back?
Oh, absolutely. We had carpet and bathrooms.
Oh,
All right, Kayla, we have a lot of trends to get through in a very short amount of time, and on top of that list has to be architectural styles.
Absolutely. It's going to set the tone for 2022 with all of our houses. So you're going to see modern being a very huge trend when it comes to architectural styles. And you have a lot of different kinds of modern. We've talked about this in shows before, where you have Miesian modern, you have industrial modern, you have international modern, all sorts of different modern styles. And you're going to see a little bit of pieces of that throughout the architectural styles, especially on the exterior of homes right now.
Yeah, we have a lot of model homes that we are building with that modern theme in mind.
Absolutely, and I'd have to say the next biggest architectural style this year is going to be modern farmhouse and the farmhouse style in general. Those are going to be the top ones. A very simplistic modern and the modern farmhouse set the tone for 2022.
All right, moving on, you got to talk about streetscaping or curb appeal.
Streetscaping is huge, and with that modern, you're going to see things being a little bit more simplistic, but you really need to then accentuate your modern style with huge overhangs. We're seeing 16-inch overhangs, 24-inch overhangs, and even larger to really play off of that style. But then if you're going the farmhouse, then you have a little bit of ornamentation and decoration. We see a lot of cedar struts right now, tons of staining on the outside, and a little bit of the brackets and things like that too. So there's a little bit of things, depending on your style, which way you're going to go with streetscaping.
Yeah, and I love the fact that the stain is coming back. Now let's move on to the third one, and that is my favorite room in the house, and it's garages. No longer are garages just a place to park your car and to store bikes and things of that nature. They're becoming very versatile. In fact, we just did a whole Between the Studs about garages.
Absolutely.
We're putting cabinets in those that are as nice as the cabinets inside the house, and it's becoming this place where people can do a lot of different things. They can do craft, they can watch the game out there, and it, like I said, it is just becoming almost like that flex space that it can take on anything the imagination can imagine.
Absolutely. Well, of course, you're talking inside a garage, but don't forget about the outside when we're talking about the streetscaping. Garages are a huge focal point, because I think in the show, what did we say? A third of what you see on the front of your house is your garage, so that garage door is very important selection right now. As you can see, 2022 trends are very exciting when it comes to the outside of the home. We're so excited to see the next trends coming in this year, but we have so many more to talk about.
Well, we're always excited about the latest kitchen trends. 2022, we are going to see a little bit different in our cabinets. We're going to see more stained woodwork. We're going to see more of a modern, rustic feel.
And you're going to see a lot of convenience really rolling in here. We're going to see a lot of commercial size fridges, ranges, range hoods working their way into our kitchens, because people love the convenience of being able to cook like a chef at their house.
Built-in coffee makers.
Everything's getting integrated into the kitchen, a full-time thing, so you could get your Starbucks drinks at home.
And then we're going to see big islands. We've seen them before, but they're getting even bigger, so 10 feet long. And you're going to see it with no obstruction. So our kitchen sinks are moving out of our islands. We're putting them on an outside wall and doing a triple window above our kitchen sink, so there's more natural light. Cabinets are going all the way to the ceiling, whether they're a 42-inch or a 54-inch. A lot of peekaboo cabinets, windows and lighting up there as well.
And my favorite of all, people are incorporating kegerators into their kitchens, their basements, their bars, out in the garage. So that's awesome. You can bring the bar to your house.
Well, Mike, you might want the kegerator, but I'm going to go for the pizza oven the speed oven in my kitchen. So these are some of the latest trends. Be sure to visit our model home so you can catch up on some of these.
Let's go check out that wine rack, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Now, Kayla, one of the most important features of your home is the front door. So what sort of trends are you seeing in 2022 for exterior doors?
I definitely see a huge upswing in double doors. We used to do single doors with side lights or one side light or two, and those are really going away, and you're doing a lot larger entries with double doors, or even if you can only fit one door, a larger than a 3-foot, maybe 36-inch or 42-inch larger front doors, and it really makes the exterior of your home stand out with all these styles that we've been talking about.
Okay, now Kayla, let's talk about the other front door, which is the garage door, which takes up about a third of everything that you see on the exterior of your home.
It definitely does. The trends you're going to be seeing for garage doors as you pull up to your house this year are going to be carriage style doors. Those are definitely still in with that farmhouse look. I love you're going to see stained for the style, lots of glass typically, but in the modern style, you have another flip side. The doors are very different when it comes to a modern style. For your garage doors, you might see all glass or glass stacked vertically or different colors again. So garage doors are very important selection when it comes to picking out the exterior style of your home and what's trending right now.
Now let's move our way into interior doors. So you know, for the last couple of years, barn doors have been a huge trend. Is that going to continue in 2022?
I think in 2022, you'll definitely still see some barn doors, but I think we're going to be transitioning more to glass doors now. A lot of people love the idea of something decorative for pantries, laundry rooms, even master closets. We're even seeing mirrors on doors in some strategic areas. So what I really love to see are all of the different patterns of glass that you can do. We can do a beveled glass, you could do wood grills, you can even have pantry doors that have sayings in them or pictures on them and things like that. We used to do chalkboard doors. So I think you're going to see specialty interior doors coming back, and not just glass or grills, but you're even going to see different panel styles. One panel, you have the X designs, you have all sorts of different sort of panel designs that are going to really feature what architectural style of your home you're going for.
So if you have any questions about interior or exterior doors, why don't you stop in, give us a call, and talk to one of our excellent designers and find some ideas that'll work for you.
So we've been comparing and contrasting things from 50 years ago, and fortunately and unfortunately probably, we've got some trends coming back in furniture that remind us of the 70s.
A lot of clean, soft lines. Minimalism is still in for 2022, so not a lot of furniture or overscaled. And then we're going to see a lot of natural woods. So when it comes to your accent pieces, your side tables, some more natural woods. But what I love is we're going to start incorporating antique pieces into our furnishings. So if you have some of those antiques, you're going to be able to work those into your home this year.
Lots of different things like that. And the colors, like you said, I start thinking with the velvet too. The velvet's the one that I'm a little bit excited about, but so much different color and textures and different type of things being brought together, but still maintaining that minimalism.
Now, trim is always important when we talk about new homes. So we're still doing a lot of trimscaping.
Yeah.
We're going to see a lot of our trim accents in a darker paint color. So you might see your shiplap or your beadboard in a dark color. And then we're doing more minimalism on trimscaping as well, because we are going with more of the modern movement. So some of our homes might not have a lot of the extra crown moldings or the really thick baseboards.
And those colors are going to continue over into the windows too. We are still seeing a lot of the dark colors for the windows, whether that's exterior or interior. So it's those colors are showing up everywhere.
And a lot of glass. So a lot of natural light. Of course, we're all at home a lot. People are working at home, so that natural light is important. But what's also important with your windows is dressing them up. So you are going to see more when it comes to drapes. So they're subtle, but they're framing your windows. And then probably my favorite is your blinds. They're not your ordinary blinds. These are automatic. So we're building homes and pre-wiring for the future so that your blinds, you just press a button on your iPad or hit the remote and they go up and down.
And with the height of all these windows and me being a little bit of a shorter man, I definitely appreciate not having to reach up anymore.
Yeah, we'll just click the button.
There you go. When it comes to fireplaces, we've said that they're no longer mandatory for resale, but it doesn't mean that they're not still trending and still gaining in popularity in some circles.
Absolutely. You're going to see fireplaces in more areas. You might have them in the home offices now, even the master bedrooms, lower levels. You'll see them in more spots, or you're not going to see them at all, and they're going to be a little bit hidden.
Yeah. And we've got the linear fireplaces, of course, that have been very popular within the modern movement. Minimalistic fireplaces, of course, are still trending quite a bit, but you'll also see things like things heavy with stone or brick, especially more stone right now.
I love seeing all this stone because you'll incorporate it throughout the rest of your house. And like Izzy said, with minimal fireplaces, we're getting rid of hearths, we're getting rid of mantles, even all the stone, and just doing drywall and a big long fireplace so you can play around with your special artwork or your TV above. So of course, every year with paint, we are going to see Sherwin-Williams, Pantone, Benjamin Moore. Everyone's going to come out with their paint color of the year. And as that can be a broad spectrum, what you're really going to see in houses is going to be warmer tones coming in and still those lighter colors on the wall.
And don't forget, you'll still have a lot of accent colors to bring in just a little bit of interest in any kind of room.
Absolutely. Bold accent colors are still popular in window treatments, pillows, rugs, things like that. I love that this year's color of the year could be some purples, some greens are really popular, but don't forget to warm it up. We're going away from those cool grays and we're really going into earth tones, which has to do with flooring as well.
Yes, those colors are going to be reflected, those lighter colors are going to be reflected in the floor as well.
I love the flooring trend that's coming back because you have that more rustic look. So you have some more patterns and interest in your floor, but it's lighter because I think everyone realized that my puppy's paw prints and when my kids forget to take off their shoes, if you have a dark flooring, you can see everything. So we're gonna jump to the opposite side of the spectrum and go real light on our flooring. You're still gonna see those wood accents, the rustic, lots of big patterns in your floor. But when it comes to patterns, I love what we're seeing now. We're seeing herringbone and basket weave. We're even doing inserts in the foyer like we used to, but in much cooler ways.
Yeah, doing those kind of different accents really do, it's artwork on your floor again, and that kind of stuff can really be attractive.
Speaking of artwork, you're gonna see that trend in flooring, but with your showers. You're gonna have real decorative tile as accents in your showers or your bathroom floors. We've been seeing that in that farmhouse look. Just some pretty things that really catch your eye so that you can have that minimalist trend in the rest of your home, but you still want a little bit of interest. So these are some of my favorite 2022 trends that are coming on when it comes to interior design with fireplaces, interior colors, and flooring. Come into Granite Ridge because we have all of these to see right in our showroom.
Yeah, you have it all, so we don't have to do the research.
I know, how great is
Know
that?
what's going on.
We're talking about 2022 trends, and we've already talked about the exterior style, architectural styles of the home, but what we have not talked about is the streetscaping when it comes to landscaping is very important this year.
Yeah, Kayla, that's one of my favorite things about a house. It is the first impression that you see. You see your front door, you see your landscaping, and that adds a ton of value to your house. So let's start out at the end of the driveway. You're seeing a lot of cut curbs where people will come in straight from the road up their driveway and they don't have to go over that gutter guard. The next thing that we're seeing is we're seeing a lot of concrete poured edges on landscape beds which retain that bed really well.
Yep.
We're seeing a lot of stamped concrete for driveway borders. We're seeing paths, we're seeing full patios that are being stamped concrete. We're seeing a lot of boulder retaining walls being built on these lots. And that's one of the amazing things about Granite Ridge. We have a ton of lots that have a ton of texture. So there's endless possibilities of what you can do with your landscaping. And you'll see a lot of those retaining walls and they look beautiful.
Now, I'm not a huge fan of being outside in like August when there's all those insects. What are we doing? I think that's a big trend this year is how are we gonna control that?
One of the huge things that we're seeing in insect control is there's an integrated system into your irrigation system and they're spraying an insect repellent out as they water the lawn.
That would be very helpful
amazing.
for those times.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, speaking of spending more time outdoors, if that insect repellent is working, I will spend outdoors in my outdoor living areas because that is a huge trend. It's been a trend and it's going to continue to be one. You're going to see outdoor living expand. You'll see outdoor living, you'll see verandas, screen porches, not just on patios, but on decks as well. It's growing in popularity because everybody wants to spend time outdoors. They want to take advantage of their views. We're really bringing the heart of the home outside with kitchens. I love to see kitchens. If you don't have room for that, we might be doing fire pits. So outdoor living is a huge trend and we're really going to expand on that this year.
And we have some amazing examples here. We're at 23 Tullymore right now. We have a 2-story deck with a huge stamped patio out here. Come check it out. You'll love it.
What did we say? I think there was like 6,000 square feet of outdoor living
so
here.
much patio furniture.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is.
As we're talking about what's going on now in 2022 and we reflect back 50 years to 1972.
And that's what we're going to talk about, or different rooms we've been adding on in 2022 to accommodate for that.
One of the big ones is the sprawling ranch is back. 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, 2 offices, but all on one floor.
Yes, and that's what we saw a lot in the 70s. So we're bringing that back with all the extra rooms, but more stylized rooms. So we're going to have the homework or the home offices, like you said, 2 home offices, which is really important now. And then we're also going to have children's retreats or bonus rooms. We need an extra space for the kids to be able to play while we work in our office.
Music rooms are big right now.
Yes.
Also, I see a lot more of the video rooms that people are doing their Zoom meetings and everything. They're making a dedicated space for that. Just every home now is really personalized.
It is, and it's really not so much as what's going to fit for all. It's going to be what's going to fit for your family.
And if you are a family that doesn't want a ranch home and you're still looking for the basement or you're looking for that second level, stairs are another big trend right now.
It really is. We're not doing as much of just the standard wood balusters. We're looking at a lot of wrought iron, iron materials, cable railing, any sort of that black mixture with wood. All of that's really coming back right now in so many different ways. Everyone wants the stairway to not just be hidden away, but really be a focal point in different areas of the home.
Another thing that we're adding to the homes is bathrooms.
Absolutely, more bathrooms. Every kid is gonna have their own bathroom to clean now. You're gonna have a half bath. You're gonna have maybe 1 or 2 in the basement. We've even seen bathrooms out in garages. So it's a really popular trend with these growing houses, growing families. We need a few more bathrooms in there.
So if you want to find out how to customize your home, come on into Granite Ridge Builders. Let's have a cup of coffee and talk.
Well, the hottest trend for 2022 is building a new home with Granite Ridge Builders or purchasing a spec home that we have ready for you.
There are so many advantages when it comes to purchasing a home these days, especially in 2022, and some of the financing options are amazing. 3.25% is what's going on right now today. 50 years ago, it was 7.7. That's a $182,000 difference in home when it comes down to the monthly price.
Plus, our new homes are affordable. If you're tired of paying rent and seeing that payment go up, give us a call today.
There's so many different bonuses and perks to this, and so many people call me up and say, I need to have 20% down to build a home, right? No, that's not right. We have 0 down options available.
On top of the low interest rate and low payment, you get to customize your own home. So you pick out your colors, your design. You start from square one, making it perfect for you.
So many amazing things that you can do when it comes to a custom home. We can make it your way. If you'd like to find out how you can customize a home, get a hold of Granite Ridge Builders today.
Okay, guys, we've got to clean up and we've got to close today. So, hey, before we close, what did you find most interesting today?
Well, I think bathrooms. Looking back, they were so small. You only had 1.5. Now they're big. We have big vanities and big showers.
My favorite thing is the appliances that we've switched to. We went from the minimalist thing to appliances that you can really use and enjoy.
I think design trends are so much nicer now that they're more universal. You kind of got stuck in the 70s before, and now there's just so much more you can do with the trends.
A lot more square footage on our houses and lots more natural light. That's huge for me.
And all that square footage is a lot more storage, bigger pantries, bigger closets, everything you need.
And 50 years ago, all I know is air conditioning wasn't real popular, but I'm not sure I could live out without it again. And also, think about this, guys, what we do with healthy air. Everything is improved so well. So we're very, very blessed to live in the time we're living in.
Yeah, and then also just building products in general. Windows, the studs, the insulation, the heating equipment, all that is so much better. And I do feel blessed that we are able to build the houses that we are. But studying the 70s, I gotta say, what I took away most is how thankful I am of the technology that we have today. Like I mentioned before, all of this and more is replaced by our phone. It can be a blessing in disguise though. Sometimes we get too much into our phones. But with that though, guys, Kayla, would you close it for us?
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for joining us today. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do so well, please pick up the phone and give us a call, visit our website, or even better yet, we'd love for you to come in our office. We would love to meet you and show you all of the next 2022 trends.
So think about this. You could take this, this, and all this, and let's shove it into that one little telephone.
All I know is 72 is a good year, but 73 is when greatness was born.
All right, guys, let's clean up.
Yeah. 2022 is the year that you have to pull the plug and do this.
We were talking earlier back.
Pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger.
We're killing somebody for pulling the plug.